Hey guys, today we're going to be installing the Bestop locking underseat storage. Basically, it's a glorified, expensive lockbox for your gun or whatever valuables you want to keep in your car underneath your seat. So with this kit, you're going to get the standoff bracket for the rear of the box. You're going to get a security cable to keep thieves from taking it if they have the proper tools to even remove it. You're going to get an assortment of screws to attach all these mounting brackets to. You're going to get the keys, obviously the box, and then another bracket to mount the front part of the box to the seat. The tools you're going to want to use is a Phillips screwdriver, a 13mm socket on a 3/8 drive ratchet. Sorry, 3/8 drive ratchet. Or 1/2-inch drive ratchet. I don't know. Whatever it is. The middle size, and then a universal joint. So we're going to start off by removing these front seat bolts. The instructions also call for a T50 size tool to remove the rear seat bolt, which is underneath the seat way back there, as you can see it. But we're not going to do anything with that. All you need to do is remove these front seat bolts and then loosen this rear seat bracket bolt. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so as I said before, you only need to remove these front bolts and then loosen up that rear bolt right there on this side. It gives you enough movement in the seat to get that front bracket of the locking box underneath the seat bracket. And you just go ahead and set these bolts to the side. Now would be a good time to go ahead and brush these off with a wire brush or a wire wheel on a bench grinder to clean them up, make them look a little nicer if you so choose to do so. Otherwise, just go ahead and set them aside for now. Alright, so at this point we're going to want to mount the brackets and the standoff to the box itself. This standoff right here has like about a 1/2-inch overlap across the back to keep it stable. It has 2 screws in the back, and then it also has 2 screws on this front flange here. You want to tighten these up as tight as you can. A little bit more than hand tight would be ideal. The back side of the screws, where the flange is, there's like some knurled edges there that will help lock it into place and really set it into the steel. That way it doesn't vibrate back out while you're riding down the road, because we all know that Jeeps vibrate as you're driving down the road. And also another tip I would advise you to do is just to start all the screws rather than tighten one up and then trying to get the other 4 in. So I'll go ahead and do that first, and we'll be right back. Alright, so you know that wire that's underneath your seat? Yeah, you're going to have to disconnect the harness and just kind of drape it over the slide of the seat slide, excuse me, and then push the other part back, and we're going to reconnect that after we put the box in. It's going to keep you from actually sliding the box all the way in there. So we're going to bring this box up. And actually, I'm going to do this without recording so I can use both hands. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I have the box in there, and I'm going to go ahead and mount the bolts back in the holes. So this bracket, this front bracket for the box, actually goes underneath the seat bracket. So you just go ahead and, if you got your screws cleaned up or your bolts, you can go ahead and put those in now. Otherwise, now would be a good time to do that again. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in like this because I don't really care. A little rust never hurts. Go ahead and tighten everything down real good, and then we're going to reconnect that cable that we disconnected underneath the seat. Alright guys, so I wanted to touch base with you. I had it fully mounted in there, and then I realized that I was not able to move the seat forward anymore because there is definitely a clearance issue. It is not discussed in the troubleshooting section of the instructions, but I did find out that there is a little amount of space in between this bar right here that helps adjust the seat forward and back and the side of the box. With it pretty much right in the middle, it is currently scraping on the side, upper side corners of the box itself as it moves forward and backwards, but I am able to move it forward and backwards. I also did discover that The universal joint that was required to install this is for this bolt right there. So in order to get down in there, you need that universal joint. It's still not all the way tightened up because I had to loosen everything to adjust the box from side to side to get it right in the middle of that seat adjustment bar. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything down, and we'll come right back. Okay, so the box is completely in there now, and as you can see, it's fairly deep. It's got carpet in it to protect whatever you put in there. The slide is real nice and easy, two-stage slide, and it goes all the way back in. However, you really kind of have to push it in there pretty hard in order to get to the lock to work. Later on, I'm going to go back, and if you haven't done anything by the time you got to the end of this video, it's good, because heed this suggestion. Before you go putting anything back in, I would recommend putting some fender washers underneath all four of the bolts. That rear Torx bolt that's underneath the rear right part of the seat, I would also recommend removing that as well. That way you can get the seat completely off the floor, and you can add your fender washers to raise the seat up just a little bit so that the seat will clear the box. Alright guys, so I'm ending the video with a shot of the instructions because it says here that it's an installation time of 15 minutes and a skill level of easy. I would probably raise that skill level up to a 2 or medium, I suppose, just because of the tools that are required. Not everybody's going to have the torque wrench, not everybody's going to have a universal joint. But for those of us who don't have that stuff, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Secondly, the time, I would probably add another 15 minutes at the minimum. It's going to take you a little bit to get the thing lined up because nowhere in the instruction does it say anything about making sure that the box is even between the this guide release bar that's under the seat. As you can see, it's pictured here, but in this picture it's missing. So I wonder if they're kind of trying to hide something from you. I don't know. But step 7, when it comes to the security cable that it comes with, that is in case you don't want to mount the box. So it's not exactly something that you need. It's an optional item. You can hang on to it, but it'll only fit into the box, the back corner of the box. It's got a little locking mechanism on there, and then the key fits into that hole. So that's it for this video, guys. This is the Bestop locking underseat storage. I'll go ahead and post in the comment section below a link to it on Amazon and how much it cost. Leave any other comments or questions in the comment section below, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.